Okay, now that that's done, I just felt like I needed to do something inspired by the title of today's video, which I'm super excited for. I got a backdrop situation going. I have a beautiful kimono on. We're trying to avoid a nip slip situation, even though we love Janet Jackson. Yikes. Today, we are doing full glam. I have a lot of products that are new that I've never used before. We are doing my favorite eye look. My favorite look on me includes pinks, includes purples, a hint of blue. I love what it comes out to. See, this is gonna be a moment. Yikes. We're gonna work through it. It's gonna be fine. Every time I've done a pink eye look, I love the outcome. It always looks stunning. It just works really well with my skin tone. We're just gonna play in makeup. I'm gonna talk a little bit. I'm gonna talk about how I got into makeup, all kinds of things. We're just gonna get ready. I feel like getting particularly pretty today. So sit back and enjoy the ride. I've already moisturized my face. I have a lot of new cream products, a lot of old cream products, but my foundation that I'm using today is going to be cream. For an actual primer, I'm just gonna use a spray. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I love this product. I've been using this product for years. You can use this as a primer, you can use this as a setting spray. Oh, it smells so good. I have a damp beauty sponge here. Always dampen your beauty sponge. I'm just gonna blend in that primer water. I'm super excited today because I am using a new foundation that I've never used before, from a brand called Juvia's Place. We love Juvia's Place. It's a Black-owned brand. This is the Juvia's Place shade stick. I got the shade Namibia. You know what? I clapped myself. I need to color correct first. When I really want a full coverage, full glam look, I think it's important, especially for covering the beard shadows. If you haven't already figured it out, I am a man. So beard hair is an issue, especially when I want, you know, full coverage. So this is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is a holy grail product for me. I've also been using this product for years. It's a little bit pricier because it is a high-end brand. Nars is one of my favorite brands. This is in the shade Hazelnut. So when I do color correct for my beard areas and sometimes a little bit under my eyes for dark circles, I always pick a concealer that has a red undertone. So I got the mini one, which is super cute. I don't really color correct a lot or often, so I don't need the regular size concealer, but I'm just going to apply this where my beard comes in. I'm gonna put a little bit under my eyes. I'm just gonna blend this out. Oh gosh, I can't believe I've been wearing makeup for like 6 years now. It's crazy because, yikes, I never thought that I would get into the beauty world or makeup products. One of my best friends, who I actually call my cousin, she put makeup on me for the first time. We were going to a party and I think I had like a zit or something that I didn't want to be seen. And my cousin was like, let's just put some concealer on it. I was like, okay. She really created a monster because then every time after that we would go out and I'd be like, Carol, put that concealer on me again. And so after so many times, she naturally was like, I think it's time for you to learn how to do this on your own. She actually took me to Sephora for my first time too, and we bought a Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer and a Cover FX Powder Foundation. And that was it. I just wanted like a clean, smooth, easy face. I had no intentions or wishes to become like a full glam girl. I did not foresee that in my future. But here we are. So now I'm gonna go in with the foundation. Juvia's Place does describe this as full coverage, which I totally believe because I have their liquid foundation, which is a very velvety matte finish, but it is very full coverage. And I've only used a stick foundation maybe once before, we're just gonna go in and do one layer, and then we'll see where the journey takes us. I'm gonna start by blending this in with a brush. This is just like a flat, dense brush. Ooh, yes, yes. Yes. I ordered this shade stick online, which can be nerve-wracking, ordering any type of complexion product online, especially if you haven't used it before. But the shade was actually perfect. When you're ordering shades online, one of the things that helped me, taking one of your foundations that matches really well with your skin tone and just pull it up online and look at the description of the product with the undertone. Undertones are everything. It took me a little while at first to figure out what my actual undertone was, but my undertone is definitely neutral. I thought I was golden. I thought I was a rainbow undertone at one point. I came to find out that I have a very neutral undertone, so that helps me ordering products online for my complexion. But I'm really happy with this. I am gonna apply a little bit more. I like the coverage so far. I need to stipple more. I was swiping a lot. I love the finish on this. Really pretty. I could blend for days. I am gonna go over it with the Beauty Blender. You can never be too blended. Blending is one of those things that you can't do too much of. There's some other examples I could probably give, but I'm just gonna stick with blending for now. Yeah, I like this finish a lot. I feel like it's definitely buildable coverage. You can get it to full coverage. I feel like I'm at about like medium to full right now, but it works for me. And I feel like I look a little bit oily. I don't know if I do on camera, but in the mirror, I'm just a tad shiny. Obviously, we'll get to powder later on in the moment. We're gonna go to concealer now. I'm gonna use my Tarte Shape Tape concealer. This is a holy grail product, not just for me, but I feel like for anyone who does makeup. I'm gonna use the shade Deep Sand. So this is my highlight concealer. This is what I use in my T-zone. I'm sure this isn't the first time most of you have seen this, but put this under my eyes. So this shade is just a tad lighter than my actual skin complexion. Just gives that bright look in the center of your face. Center of the forehead, down the nose. Fabulous. So we're gonna contour and bronze a little bit. I am gonna use the other Juvia's Place shade stick that I got in the shade Tunisia. I swatched this one as well. It's not quite dark enough to contour on my skin tone, but I'm gonna use it as a cream bronzer situation. You know what? I got the Fenty cream bronzer. What am I doing? Okay, so I do have the new Fenty Beauty cream bronzer. I got it in the shade Chocolate. This is called the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer. Okay, Cheeks Out.
That's what we do, suns out, buns out.
We love Rihanna. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is try both the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer and the Juvia's Place shade stick. Ooh, look at that color. I'm gonna start with the Fenty cream bronzer. I saw some reviews on this shade that it actually would work better as a contour instead of a bronzer. I feel like I'm not seeing it. It's definitely bringing warmth to the skin. The thing about bronzers is you don't want to confuse it with your contour.
Yikes.
I definitely don't want it to be so dark that it is a contour. Bronzers should bring more warmth and life back into your face and your skin. I feel like this is doing that. I also feel like this brush might not be the moment, but it's pretty. Now we're gonna use the Juvia's Place shade stick in the shade. Now we're gonna use the Juvia's Place shade stick in the shade Tunisia. I'm gonna put this on my other side. Ooh, that looks really warm. I actually love that. This I can definitely use as a bronzer. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the warmth, that's bronzer. That is a bronzer. Pretty.
Yikes.
That is so pretty. As you can see, I always let my concealer just rest and sit on my face for a while before I blend it out. I just feel like it helps get the coverage to where you want it to be. It's kind of like the last thing that I do before I set everything with powder. I'm definitely gonna use the Juvia's Place. The Fenty Beauty is pretty. I feel like I should have tried a different applicator. Okay, I'm just gonna even these out so that I don't look like I have two different moments going on, like a two-faced situation. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I just realized I didn't contour, so I'm just gonna layer over the bronzer with a tiny, tiny bit of another cream stick. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. This is the shade Espresso. We love espresso. A little bit on either side and put a little bit on my forehead. I remember when I wanted to learn how to contour, I love the chiselness of it all. I was using this concealer and powder foundation for so long. I started thinking like, am I basic? Am I just stepping out doing the least instead of potentially doing the most and delivering a moment? So I decided the answer was yes. My very first contour anything was a powder contour kit from Smashbox. It was pretty, I remember, but I only used powder. And just little by little, I was like, I want more cheekbone. I want Naomi Campbell. I want Olivier from Balmain. Like, I need this to be cut. Like, cut it. Cut it. Cut it. So when I started using creams, it just changed the game, honestly. And now I'm like somewhat known amongst my friends for my contour. I feel like I usually do a little bit deeper of a contour. The concealer and everything will definitely
Yikes.
give it a good moment. And we're off to the races. I do my under eyes last because I feel like they require the most attention. So I go back and forth under my eyes just to make sure that each side is getting equal amount of attention. You can take some excess onto your eyelid, kind of priming them and getting ready for the eyeshadow. I'm very excited about today's eyeshadow. This isn't necessarily a makeup channel. I'm not gonna sit here and teach you guys much, probably. I mean, if you learn something, that's great, but I'm not an employed makeup artist. I'm not an expert. I don't consider myself a guru. I just really enjoy learning about products and brands, and
I just like being pretty.
So we did a full cream base today. We did a cream color corrector, a cream foundation, and a cream concealer, and cream bronzer, and cream contour. I dream of creamy. It may seem like I'm blending for a long time, but like I said, just keep blending. That's what Dory should have said in the movie. Just keep blending. I'm like the Dory of makeup.
Just keep
Blending.
Just keep
Blending.
Just keep
Blending. 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 Literally. Okay. Anytime you lay down a cream product, you want to set it with powder. So this is another new product. I haven't used this one yet. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Setting Powder. This is the shade Honey, so I'm actually going to bake everywhere that I put that highlight concealer shade. I baked with the color Banana the first time that I got it, and I just remember the pictures were not the moment. It just came out very gray, very Casper. We love the Friendly Ghost, but not on my face. I like to bake the sides of my mouth because that's where I get those smile lines. I smile a lot. I'm a funny person. This powder smells amazing. I actually forgot about that little fun fact. It smells like A vanilla spa. I don't know what a vanilla spa is, but that's just the vibe that I get. Baking is obviously a technique that definitely originated from our lovely drag queens. It helps keep your makeup on. In this case, it definitely helps mattify a little bit. Sometimes I bake more, sometimes I don't bake as much. It just depends on my mood, to be honest. We're gonna let this bake. So now it's time for the eyes. I do my eyes while I am baking because all of that powder underneath is gonna get swept away eventually. So any fallout that you get from your eyeshadow, you'll end up just dusting away with your setting powder. I picked up that trick from Aina probably. She's my favorite beauty YouTuber. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna be using Miss Aina's palette, her collaboration with Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm also gonna be using another Anastasia Beverly Hills collaboration palette with probably my favorite drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race ever, Alyssa Edwards. Oh, I'm trying to do the tongue pop that she does. That was good. This just came in a couple days ago. I need to get started. I'm gonna go back to that Tarte Shape Tape, the highlight concealer shade. Dab a little bit on each eye. You can use a concealer, you can use an actual eyelid primer. When I use a concealer, I like for it to be a little bit lighter because it's gonna make those pigments pop from the eyeshadow palette. You know, as somebody who says, I'm not trying to teach anybody anything or this isn't a makeup channel, I sure do talk a lot about my little tips and tricks and quirks and twerks and everything. So I'm gonna start with a transition shade. I'm gonna go into the Aina palette. Ginger is this shade in the corner here. I love palettes that have mirrors, by the way. Every palette should have a mirror. It's like every dress or every romper or every pant should have pockets. The mirror to eyeshadow palettes are the pockets to life. So I'm gonna take Ginger and transition that in my crease. It's just a base color. There is some fallout from this palette, but fallout does not bother me whatsoever. So it's Ginger, but there was some pigment on this brush that I thought that I cleaned before I applied Ginger. It's coming off like a deep rosy mauve kind of color. I'm gonna try using a different brush. Okay, yeah. Now we're getting a little bit of Ginger. So this is just neutralizing that first mystery color. You know what? It's fine. Okay, it's there. We're here. It's fine. So I'm gonna go back in with the first brush now and I'm gonna go into the pinks. So I'm gonna go to Supreme in the Aina palette. I'm just gonna go right over the crease again. I'm gonna take it out past my brow. I am not an eyebrow queen, by the way. I don't even know what the proper process is at this point for my brows. I've had them done maybe once. Brows are just not my specialty. But I am looking to get more educated and figure out what to do with my brows because I don't touch them ever. Staying in the pink family, we're gonna open up the Alyssa Edwards palette. I mean, this is everything. Texas Made is another bright, very vibrant pink shade. I'm just gonna coat the brush. It's definitely on there. Oh yeah, that blends really nicely over Supreme. Eyeshadow wasn't always my thing. Oh my God, I'm sweating. I might add a little bit of powder, but it's fine. I always wanted to be good at eyeshadow. One of my girlfriends, she just told me, like, it's just trial and error. Just practice and practice, just like anything, I guess. Okay, so the pink looks good right now. I want to deepen up the crease just a tad bit, so I'm gonna take a different brush and I'm gonna go in with a purple. I'm gonna go in with Big Wig from Jackie's palette. And instead of blowing it out, I'm just gonna focus the purple in one line, like in the actual crease of my eyelid. Okay, now we're gonna go back to the other brush, a little more pink, Texas Made, and then go over the entire crease with the pink. I do want to smoke out the end a little bit. I'm going in the Alyssa Edwards palette into a deeper purple, which is called BBDC. I'm just gonna pat this on the outside. We're gonna go back to the pink. Okay, I think we're ready to cut the crease. So basically, just take a little bit of concealer. This is my Tarte Shape Tape, that same highlight shade. And you're gonna carve out an inner crease on your eyelid. This is basically preparing your lid for a shimmer shade. And a great trick that I learned from a lot of YouTubers and YouTube videos, I have hooded eyes, so the crease of my eyes comes down over my lids a lot. A trick is putting the concealer higher up, a little bit into the crease as well. Because since I have hooded eyes, the shimmer is gonna come up higher on my eye anyway. So my cut crease with the concealer needs to come higher. This is a liner from LA Girl Cosmetics, which is an amazing, affordable drugstore brand in a purple shade called Perpetual Purple. We love, what is that word when the letter is the same? Alliteration. We love alliterations. Pretty. So pretty.
So you agree? You think you're really pretty?
Now I'm gonna work on this under eye area. So I'm basically gonna go back to those same colors that I used and smudge out my bottom lash line. We'll start with Supreme. I'm gonna use the same brush and go to Texas Made. I'm gonna take that brush that I used for the purple, BBDC, and I'm just gonna put this in the corner on the bottom. I feel like this is coming out nice. I feel like it's taking forever, but beauty is time. Okay, now we're gonna do shimmer. I'm gonna stick to the Alyssa Edwards palette. Oh, there's a little brush in here too. I'm gonna do a pink shimmer. There's a shade called Beyond. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm gonna spray the brush with another Anastasia product, the Dewy Setting Spray. I'm gonna dip into the pink shimmer again. Apply. Ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, this pink is bright. She came to party. Oh my God. This pink is definitely brighter than what it looks like in the pan, but I'm here for it. Again, applying it a little bit higher. So now we have a good pink purple gradient moment going on. The one last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add this blue shade, DDC. It's like a blue purple, and I'm gonna put it next to the pink shimmer on my lid. Yeah, that just gave some dimension onto the lid, a little pop. Ugh. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other eye off camera. I'm gonna apply some lashes, and then we will finish the face. Okay, so we're back. The lashes are on. The other eye is done. I put a little bit of pink and gold shimmer in the inner corner. I'm not the best at putting lashes on, but I just felt like this look required the drama, especially using a drag queen's eyeshadow palette.
Deliver the drama.
I just take a brush and wipe off that setting powder. I also just take this time to blend out everything. I am gonna contour my nose. So I'm gonna take the contour stick that I use, sweep down the side. I love a pinched nose. I'll use my fingers as well. And a lot of blending. You just gotta blend. So now I'm gonna add some powder bronzer. I'm gonna go over that cream that I applied everywhere that I bronzed, on top of my forehead and my cheeks. I'm gonna go to the Fenty Beauty powder bronzer in the shade Mocha Mommy. It just opened up my eyes to bronzing. Putting it over that cream is gonna set it and also just enhance that warmth and that glow. Add some on the side of the nose, put some under the chin and the jawline. Bronze and beautiful. What's next? So I got the JACLYN Hill Cosmetics, the Flare highlighter palette. JACLYN Hill is a very influential YouTuber in the makeup world, and
Do you need help?
even though she's had some controversies and people have their opinions, I'm the type of consumer who likes to try products for myself. She's actually known for highlighting, so I really wanted to try this. These are the colorways right here. It's actually really stunning. It has a beautiful large mirror in here. I'm gonna try some without spray, and then I'm gonna spray my brush and see what that does. I'm just gonna tap in between these two more gold shades. It's not very blinding, but you can definitely build it up. Look at that. I always like to put some above my brow bone. This is pretty. I like the combination of those two shades. Put some down the nose, middle of the forehead. Okay, now I'm gonna spray. Yes. Give me all the glow. Okay, we're going a little ham. It's really pretty. I like this palette a lot. I like to highlight my ears. I feel like it blends into the skin well. It doesn't look blotchy, it doesn't look patchy. This lash is a mess. Okay, so now we're gonna try a new blush. This is the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out blush. We love Cheeks Out at Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Crush on Cupid. I don't know how they describe this color, but it's definitely a rich pinky tone. So I think I'm just gonna use my finger. The reviews I've seen of this blush describe the product as pretty sheer. It wasn't as pigmented as people expected. I'm seeing the pigment. I'm just gonna blend it with the highlight and the contour. I mean, it's not super noticeable, but you can build it up. I mean, it's there. I also got the shade Drama Class, which is a really deep purple. I'm not gonna use it today, but I like this. It is pretty sheer. What I am gonna do, however, just to kick up the cheeks a little bit, I'm gonna go into Texas Made in the Alyssa Edwards palette. I've used eyeshadow as a blush many times, and it's actually an amazing trick. See, now that's pigment. I really want it to go into the eyeshadow just to kick up that pink. I like to blend it into my contour a little bit as well. Hit the sides of the nose. I'm just gonna add a little more highlighter on top. I'm just gonna spray. So I don't usually wear lip products. I'm kind of new to the whole lip game. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Poet. I used a lot of Anastasia today. We love. This is my first time using a liquid lipstick. I don't even know if I'm putting it on correctly, to be honest. When I have worn lipsticks, I've worn nude colors. I love this. Poet. Okay. That's new. I'm not used to seeing myself in lipstick, so I'm kind of like a little bit shook. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Oh my god, this lash. A gloss on top of this would be everything, but I digress. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed getting ready with me, chatting with me, beating face, trying out new products. I don't think there was anything that I particularly disliked. The cream bronzer was great. The Juvia sticks were great. I feel like my coverage is working. Oh, I need to spray. We're just gonna add some setting spray. So that is the look. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. The lashes are pretty problematic. I am not a makeup artist. I am no pro, but I do look good, if I do say so myself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. And thank you for loving. I'll see you in the next video.